The next topic in research methods, that is chapter 3, logical thinking. So logical thinkers observe and analyze phenomena, reactions, and feedback, and then draw conclusions based on that point. They can justify their strategies and decision based on the facts they gather. Or in other words, logical thinking is a very important skill that every child must have to improve. Well-developed logical thinking skills also promote strategic thinking, reasoning, mathematical problem solving, and many other skills. It also important because rational people can easily correlate events and objects. So what it means? Logical thinking means you are going to make some proof, you are going to make some evidences, and with respect to that evidence, you are coming to a conclusion. So there are mainly two kinds of logical thinking. So what are they? Those logical things are, starting with inductive logical thinking. So what is inductive logical thinking? The principle of reasoning to a conclusion about all the members of a class from examination of only few members of a class. So what it indicates, inductive logical thinking, that means reasoning from a particular to a general. That means from one idea, you are going to expand it to multiple ideas. That is about inductive logical thinking. So from one particular to general. And another one, that is deductive logical thinking. So it is reasoning from general to particular. So one example we can able to tell, for example, we are going to conduct a research on the educational system in University of Garden City. So educational system in University of Garden City, that means it is a broad idea, so which comes under inductive logical thinking. So a particular idea means a broad idea. So from that broad idea, we are going to take multiple criteria, and from these multiple criteria, we are coming to one, that is inductive logical thinking. Suppose if we are considering about research, research is one of the components in improvement of quality. So when we are considering about research, we are expanding the different dimensions of research, different areas of research. So from one information, we are coming to more and more and more information. So from one to many, that is deductive, and many to one, that is inductive. Okay. So reasoning from general to particular, conclusions follows from the premises. So if you remember the previous chapter, we discussed about premises. So we will have a premises number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, etc. Finally, we are going to make a conclusion. So the premises logically imply the conclusion. See here, in the coming slides, I think about the premises, it is more clear. So what are the features of inductive reasoning? So what is inductive reasoning? Inductive reasoning means we are going from a particular to general. That means from a single point we are going to make, that is one to many. Simply we can tell logical thinking, inductive logical thinking means one to many, and deductive logical thinking means many to one. So what is the first features of inductive reasoning? Evidence, proof. Second one is premises. What is premises? It's a statement that is assumed to be true and from which conclusions can be drawn. So in your school times, mostly you studied about f of x equal to x square plus x plus 2. Then what we are going to do, we are giving the value of x as 0, then 1, then 2, then etc., n minus 1, then finally n. Like that, you are making it into a conclusion. Third one, conclusion, and fourth one is argument. See how it is been done. See here, this is the schematic form or the structure of a simple inductive argument. So what it is, inductive argument consists of premises and conclusions. Premises and conclusions. So premises can found through observation, that is using different data gathering techniques we used, or we studied in Introduction to Software Engineering. So what is the structure of the argument? We are having first premise, second premise, third premise, etc., up to n premise, and then from that we are coming to a conclusion. You got my point? What is premise? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay. See, premise, you got it. See, for example, in your class, you are having a total of 20 students. Okay. Okay, please unmute your audio so that I can at least get some response from you. You know, if it has more background sound, no need to unmute. Those who are in a quiet place, you can unmute so that at least I can get that you are listening.
okay.
Okay, so see, in your classroom, there are totally 20 students. Okay, there is a question that they want to know they want to provide a feedback of my teaching. How they can able to come to a conclusion? Just by asking one student, it cannot be come to a conclusion. So what they will do, they will ask student number 1, they will ask student number 2, like that they will ask all the 20 students, and finally they will come to a conclusion. This is called first premise, second premise, third premise, etc., 20th premise. Now you got it. What is my premise?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, that means premise is nothing, but here it is clearly mentioned that it's a statement that is assumed to be true. So we are assuming that it is true. According to that, we are going to make a conclusion. See, I think this I explained to you in the previous class. For example, if I am recommending to the president or vice president of the university to terminate one of the students, are they going to terminate them immediately? No, isn't it? Surely what they will do,
Yes,
they will ask the feedback from other faculty members. If they are getting majority of the faculty members to reject the students, surely they will take a conclusion. For example, if the rejection only from me and all other 9 members, they are not going to reject, that means my point is invalid. They are not going to reject. So that is called the premise. So we will have multiple statements, we will have multiple proof. From that multiple proof, we are going to make a conclusion. That is called premises or premise. Is it clear?
yeah, it is.
Okay. Then comes the most important part in a research. Most important part means without these two, the research is nothing. What are they? First one is literature review, and second one is plagiarism. What is literature review? When you are doing a research, we are going to study, we are going to refer multiple research articles done already by other researchers and finding positive points or finding advantages and disadvantages, and we are making those points into our research. That is called literature review. That means we are reviewing the literature done by other scientists or other research scholars. So here, what is literature review? It is nothing but a survey of scholarly articles. That means the articles or researches done by other research scholars, books, and other sources. So what are the other sources? It may be dissertation, that is thesis, master thesis, bachelor thesis, or PhD, doctorate thesis, whatever it may be. If it contains points or if it contains some of the information that we are seeking for, we are searching for, that we can able to use it or that we can able to refer it. Second one is journal articles. There are two kinds of journal, national journal and international journal, which that is the research article we are publishing within the country, that will comes under national article or national journal, and the journal articles, that means the research article which we are publishing outside our country, which comes under international journal category. Conferences, national conference and international conference. That means in other way, literature review means the study of the material which we are obtaining, which we are getting from different sources. It may be from books, it may be through friends, it may be through faculty members, it may be through research articles, it may be through journal articles, it may be through conference articles, or it may be through research dissertation or research thesis. So what it provides? It is providing a description or summary and critical evaluation of each work. So it provides, that means, okay, we are having an idea whether we, that means, yeah, hello?
Yes.
Okay, it's clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So it provides description, summary, and critical evaluation of each work. See, we are having a problem. And for whether first we want to check that whether the same problem with our same idea is already done by someone else. If it is already done by someone else, our research may not have any value. Why? Because there is no contribution from our side, since the same idea, same research is already done. Suppose if you are having an idea and if it is done by someone else, what we want to do, how we can able to do the same research in a different methods or in a different way, that we want to check. That is called research. See, when it will become a research, when our contribution is there, when we can able to contribute something to the research, that is called research. That means that is called our contribution. So sorry. The purpose is to offer an overview of significant literature published on a topic, that is overview the state of the art. So literature review means we are going to study the materials collected through different mediums. It may be through books, dissertation, journal articles, conference proceedings, internet, that means through Google, whatever it may be. So that information we are going to use it for our purpose. That is called literature review. At the end, I will explain you what is about plagiarism. So again, see here, state general problem, conduct literature research. Just imagine it comes as the second point. That means when you are doing the research, the literature review should and must be as chapter.
I'm not T.
Which one?
I'm not T.
No,
not
no.
Clear. Not clear.
No. The slide is not clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, that is state general problem. That means we are giving the introduction. Second one, conduct literature research. That means what the research area we are having, with respect to that research area, we are going to conduct comparisons, studies, reviews, etc. with existing material. So the remaining that we discussed in the previous chapter, if you remember, like state specific problems, design methodology, gather data, analyze the data, report the results, and refine the hypothesis. Okay, about this and all, we will come in the later stages. Here, we are going to study mainly about the literature review and then plagiarism. So here, another one, according to Wikipedia, a literature review is a body of text that aims to review the critical points of current knowledge on the particular topic. That means you are going to study the current knowledge, existing knowledge of the given topic or your given research. What is the ultimate goal? Is to bring the reader up to date information. That means latest information. See, sometimes when you are reviewing the literature, you may get the papers of 1990, 1998, 2000 and all, but that may not be acceptable. What we need the data, for example, which is conducted in 2020, 2019 or 2015, etc. So whenever you are doing the research, whenever you are making the references must and should be up to date. That means the maximum early stages. Okay, that means you are doing a research in 2021 means try to refer the papers from 2015 and afterwards, not before 2015 or before, like 2014, 13, etc. like that. But sometimes what will happen, we may not have any materials that is published in this range. So then we can think about the oldest versions, like it may be in 1990, it may be in 1992, etc. So what is the ultimate goal? It is to bring the reader up to date with current literature on a topic and forms the basis for another goal, such as justification for the future research in that area. You are making justification. Yes, so and so research is conducted, and according to that, I am coming to a conclusion, and this can be considered. That is, this is going to be a proposed area, or this is going to be a proposed solution. Like that, you can make a justification for the future work. So what you had done, what you had completed, sometimes that will be the reference for a new researcher. For example, who is going to conduct a research in 2022, they are going to sometimes do the literature of your research. So what we need, whenever we are making the research, it should be strong and with high quality level. And a good literature review is characterized by a logical flow of ideas, that is multiple ideas, many ideas must include. It includes current and relevant references with consistent, appropriate referencing style. Means what the information you used, for example, you use the information from a particular reference, that is to be cited, that is to be referenced. And then you need to use proper use of terminology and an unbiased and comprehensive view of the previous research on the topic. So whenever you are making, you should also make a comparison. For example, Dr. Ibrahim stated that. So Dr. Ibrahim stated that means you are going to quote the research article of Dr. Ibrahim. So whenever you are making it in the reference, this Dr. Ibrahim, for example, maybe 10. So here you should cite in a bracket that I will show you at the end of this lecture. Okay. One thing I want to tell you to all the members can hear it properly.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So please.
Yes.
Since I
Yes,
told
okay.
Zoom is a basic. I am using Zoom basic. So after 40th minute, it will end. That does not mean that we will finish the lecture. Suppose if there is balance on the lecture, I will continue. Okay, I will cut it and I will continue. Some of the students, what they are thinking that only the lecture is not only for 40 minutes. No, it is not 40 minutes. Okay, please tune. Sometimes I will continue the lecture. If it is not finished before the 40 minutes, I will continue. Okay.
Yeah, we understand.
Okay.
So this is about a good literature. And then according to Cooper in 1988, so he defined the literature review uses its database reports of primary or original scholarship and does not report new primary scholarship itself. So that indicates it is being taken from a database. So it uses some database. And in the database, what exactly it contains? The original scholarship. That means the original article. And what we are going to do, we are going to refer, we are going to make it those original articles in our own idea, in our own words. Okay. Clear?
Yep.
Okay. So how we can find relevant literature? How we can find relevant literature? So how search with the keyword of the research topic. See what the research topic you are having. With respect to that research topic, use a broader keyword if the document retrieved are few or none. Suppose you are thinking that you have a research area and that research area is not available on the internet or it is not available on the book. What do you want to do? You want to broaden the keyword. For example, if I'm telling about quality in education, sometimes quality in education or quality or education, if you are simply searching the term quality or simply education, you are going to get many different information. So what do you want to do? You want to make sometimes like quality of education in or educational quality in higher education or higher institutions. Like that, you need to give a longer sentence. Sometimes use narrower. See, sometimes what will happen when you are giving the broader information, you may get some millions or hundreds or thousands of articles. These thousands of articles we cannot read. So what we need from there, we need to narrow it down. How? Use narrower keyword if the documents retrieved are too much. The documents you are getting are too much, you need to narrow down. Like, for example, educational quality. So instead of educational quality in higher institutions, okay. I will start. So how to find the literature review that we stopped just previously. So one, use broader keyword. Second one, use narrow keyword. Sometimes use alternative names, like use synonyms or related terms to enhance the search. Sometimes use the Boolean operator like and or not or control the search. And try to pick the most recent and related article to start with. See here, let me okay, can you see the screen now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so you can see Google.
Yes.
You can see Google.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, see here. Okay, I'm thinking about a particular research. So what I can able to do is that, for example, quality educational research. So I typed quality educational research. So what happened? Just see how many you can able to see. You can able to see many. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So instead of this quality educational research, so what you can do? Simply you can make educational quality dot PDF. So what will happen? It will give you only the PDF version. So here it is giving you, that is, this is PDF and this is PDF like that. This is PDF and this is PDF like that. So you will get, you are narrowing down. You got it? And sometimes what you want to do, you need only educational means educational quality. Again, we are narrowing down like thesis. That means the thesis which is already been conducted by someone else. So when it comes to thesis, you can able to see this is a thesis, this is a thesis, this is a thesis, etc. like that. It's clear? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So that is about finding a literature review. You need to use broader keyword, narrower keyword, synonyms, or Boolean operations like and or not means what? And indicates that this and this, that is educational and quality. Second, or means what? Educational or quality. So it will give you, it will display the research materials which contains education, or it contains quality. Not means what? Education, not quality. That means you are going to get what happened? Somebody raised their hands. Any issues? Can you, is it clear for you? Hello? Is it clear?
No, no.
Yeah, clear.
No, I mean, my explanation is clear for you?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So then comes the next one, that is, what is the objective of literature reviews? So while we are doing the literature review, there will be some objectives. What are they? Place each work in the context of its contribution to the understanding of the subject under review. That means when you are making a literature review, that literature review or the article that you are considering must be related with your research. Simply entering some value, simply writing some stories does not mean that you had conducted a research. When you are conducting a research, that means the literature you collected, you took over, should have some relevance with the given research. Then second one, describe the relationship of each work to the others under consideration. That means what the research you considered for your, or what the article you considered for your research, whether it will have a relation to each other. And third one, identify new ways, new ideas, how you can able to interpret, how you can able to express, and resolve disadvantages, conflicts. That means what is a conflict? What is the what we can able to, like the negative comments which you are having? You need to resolve the conflicts between different researchers and identify areas of prior or previous scholarship to prevent duplication of efforts. See, this duplication of effort or this duplication is generally called it as plagiarism. See here, we mentioned about it. We mentioned about these terms. So what is plagiarism? When you are directly copying something from someone else's research, that comes under plagiarism category. And now we are having, due to the development of science, we are having a lot of software to check the plagiarism. We can easily identify that it is your work or you copied it from somewhere. So avoiding duplication, avoiding plagiarism. And then point the way forward for future research. So in the conclusion category, we are making conclusion and future research. So what it indicates, you completed your research and you are going to give this idea for someone else for their work, maybe in 2021, maybe in 2021, maybe in 2022 or 2023, etc. for the future. And then try always to place one's original work. You need, that's why even in assignment also, I used to tell, try to contribute it from yourself. In the examination, I used to tell, try to write in your own sentence. Why? Because when you are getting the idea and writing the idea in your own sentence, it will become your contribution, it will become your research. If you are simply copying it from somewhere, that is not your contribution, that will come under duplication, and sometimes there will be a chance for rejection of your research. Even though you worked hard for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, it will get simply rejected. So try to avoid plagiarism. You can use literature review. You can use number of research articles, not a problem. You can take the same sentence, but when you are taking the same sentence, you need to alter that sentence into your own words. Alter that idea into your own words. Then only it is considered as your own contribution. Otherwise, it is considered as a simple duplication of others, and finally, your research will be rejected blindly. And then comes why we need to do literature review: to identify the gap. That means between your research and others' research, to identify the gap between the literature, to avoid reinventing the wheel. That means, see, when some information is already available on the internet or books or journal articles or conference articles, our workload will be reduced, because we need to just go through it and try to write it in our own sentence. Got it? So this is your attendance. Don't forget. If anybody is sharing the screen, either you want to come to me and inform your attendance, or you can just write down your attendance in the message. To avoid reinventing the wheel, to identify methods that could be relevant to your project, to carry on from where others have already reached. That means where they stopped, the previous researcher stopped, from there you can carry out a particular level. Pardon? Hello?
Yeah, we're with you.
Okay. Then to identify other people working on the same field, you also need to compare the other people, those who are doing the same kinds of research. Why? Because whether they are using your same idea, whether they are using your same methods, then your research may not have validity because or value. Why? Because they are also doing. When these two get published, what will happen? Either one will be get rejected, either yours or theirs. Which one is comes earlier, that will be accepted. Suppose if you are, for example, you and me are going to do the same research with the same methods, and I published on February 1, you published on February 2, or I published on February 1 in the morning, and you published in February 1 in the evening. Your paper got rejected. Why? Because the same method, the same research is already published by me before you. So that should be taken care. And then to increase your knowledge on the subject area. So these are all the different reasons why we are doing a literature review. So to identify the gap in the literature, to avoid reinventing the wheel. That means sometimes the thing is that, okay, you selected a research and you had done many literature review and you are coming to a conclusion and propose that one. But it may be sometimes, that means you made the same mistake as that of someone else. So simply you wasted your time, you wasted your efforts, you wasted your money, etc. Will not be any use. So always when you are selecting a topic, that topic is relevant to the scientific area, that is important. Okay. Then to identify the method that could be relevant, to carry on from where others have already reached, to identify other people working in the same field, and to increase your breadth of knowledge of your subject area. Then comes to identify similar work, to provide the intellectual context, to identify opposing views, the different views. Okay, we are going to select the similar views, and also we need to know the opposing views also, and then to demonstrate that you can access previous work in that area. You can get the previous work in that area, and to identify information and ideas that may be relevant to your project. So these are all the different points when we are doing literature review, or the reason for literature review. Okay, in simple terms, we can tell we are doing the literature review to identify the existing researchers in our subject area. Okay, just if you remember in Google, when I typed about educational quality, you can able to find many researchers. So what I want to do, I need to go through each and every one to know whether my idea is already done by someone else. If it is already done by someone else, it is not good or advisable for me to continue, because even though if I continue, if I do the research, there will not be any value since it is already been done. So what I can able to do, I can go through the research, and from that research, what changes, what different methods, techniques, technologies I can able to use so that it will become a new research, it will become a new contribution, it will become my own contribution. That means the research category. Then comes the different stages of literature review. What are they? Problem formulation.
Doctor, the slides is not clear.
Hello?
You're opening.
Now it is clear?
Yeah, the slides is not there. It's
Slide
the
is
Google
not,
Chrome.
slide is not there?
Yeah, the slides is not there.
No, it is, see, you are sharing the screen, it is showing, still it is showing.
Share screen is the Google Chrome.
No, can you see the PowerPoint?
No.
For all? Okay, now it is clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, next, that is the stages of literature review. First one is problem formulation. Which topic or field is being examined and what are the issues? That means we are going to formulate, we are going to form the problem statement. Then comes literature search. What there we are making, you are going to find the materials relevant to the subject, suitable to the subject. Then third one, that is data evaluation. So determine which literature makes a significant contribution to the understanding of the topic. Means you selected some literature and which literature have a close contact, close impact on your research. And then finally, analysis and interpretation. So discussion or discussing the findings and conclusion of pertinent literature. So you are going to discuss your findings and you are making the conclusion. I will give you an example at the end of this chapter. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
Clear.
So what are the elements of literature to review? An overview of the subject. It may be an issue or it may be theory under consideration along with the objectives. Division of work under review into categories. Explanation of how each work is similar to and how it varies from the others, and then conclusion as to which pieces are best considered in their argument. So first one, the overview of the subject, the content of the subject, the content of the research. Second one is division of work under review into categories. So whether it is supporting, whether it is against, whether it is giving you an alternative solutions, etc. And explanation of how each work is similar and each work is different. And then finally, the conclusion. And then comes how to review the literatures. Means when we are studying the literature, how we can able to do it. One is you can compare between similar literature, your literature and other literature, or literature 1 and literature 2. You can make comparison. And from that, you can take the most important or most essential information. Second one is contrast. That means it is which is against. So compare means try to find the similarities among literatures. Contrast, try to find the differences among literatures. Criticize. That means you are going to put your own opinion on what is written on the literature. That means you are telling that the literature A stated is wrong because of so and so reason. Or I can have a more easier solution for the proposals, for the research done by Mr. X. Like that, you are going to criticize it. Then about synthesize. That means what? You are going to combine many different literature into your idea. And then summarizes. So that means restating the article with your own words in a concise, in a clean and in a clear and understandable way. So you can compare, you can contrast, you can criticize, you can synthesize, and finally you can summarize. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Clear. Yes, clear.
Okay, then the most important point, where you need to place the literature review. Since literature review is the most important part in a research, it must be included in the second chapter. So usually it's placed at chapter 2 of your thesis or dissertation. A literature review may constitute an essential chapter, important factor. If you are not having literature review, that means your research is zero, means the grade is zero, the value is zero. So literature review should logically connected to research problems, research methodology, analysis, and then conclusion. So the literature review should be included in chapter number 2. And points to discuss. What are they? What are the problem and why it is important? Is the problem clearly defined? Try to state the problem as simple as you can. Is the research methodology well stated, well explained? How the data being created and how the data being manipulated or used? Is the manipulated data is sufficient or sufficiently interpreted, sufficiently used, sufficiently applied? What is the contribution of the study? Is the conclusion related to the problem? Is the evidence sufficient enough to support the conclusions? So these are all the points to discuss in literature review. If you have the answer for all these, that means you have done or you are doing an excellent literature review, etc. And benefits: to avoid confusion of research, ambiguity of research problems, to ensure a chosen research problems are researchable. That is, what the problem you selected can be researchable. And then to depict the intellectual environment of the research problem. Intellectual environment, that means using your intellectual ability, and to acknowledge the intellectual social network related to the research problem. So these are all comes under this chapter. So what are the things we discussed? About logical thinking, second one about literature review, and third one about plagiarism. Okay, so now I'm going to share you. Okay, now it is clear. Now it is clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take a review paper. So can you see the paper now? Can you see the paper now?
No, nothing show up.
No, I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, it's the folder screen.
What about now?
Yes.
Okay, so can you see discovery of network resources for better quality service?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so see, this is a paper which I published in 2013. You can see my name and my friends' names. See here, what is included first? The abstract. What is abstract? This means the whole idea about the paper, the whole idea about the research. And what is second? It is introduction. After introduction, in the second, can you see this? Here I used materials and methodologies. Okay, let me go with another one. Let me see with another journal which I used something. Quality management. Yeah. Okay. See, can you see this now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is about a suggested quality management methodology for higher education institution. Okay. See what was first chapter 1, that is about introduction. What is chapter 2? Can you see it? Can you see
Yes, we
it?
can.
Chapter 2, literature review.
Yes.
Okay, just to see here, I used, that is see, the highlighted term. Can you see the highlight?
Yes.
Okay, Munoz
Yeah, we-
1998.
Was
Okay, this one, I'm telling about this one.
Yes.
Okay, see like that, in many places, see here, I used UNICEF 2012, then that is Hutchinson and Thompson 1972, like that, different information I made. Okay, so where I included the literature review, that literature review I included in chapter number 2. So what we need introduction, then literature review, and then comes third one, review, then comes third one. Who is drawing the lines on the screen? Okay, then see third one, that is findings. Fourth one, that is conclusion. Fifth one, proposed future research. That means what? I made a research and I am proposing someone else to do the research for the future. So what they want to do, when they are doing the research in the future, they can include my information. Got it? My literature, my review, they can use it. And then comes see the references. So you can, whatever the reference I used in the given paper, that everything is included it over here. Clear?
Yes.
Clear? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is about literature review. Then I am going to tell you something about another one about. Okay, let me take educational quality. This one. Okay. See, this is the term I used in my research. Can you hear me properly? Can you hear me
Yes.
properly?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, so just imagine that by mistake or deliberately, I used this sentence. Can you see this? This Google?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I had done,
Yeah.
I used this one of this sentence in my research. So during the evaluation, so what happened? They used some plagiarism checker. See here, this is one of the plagiarism checker software online to check the plagiarism online. Can you see this plagiarism checker?
Yes, we can.
Okay. See here, this is in this area. I am just entering the same sentence which I used. Got it? Got it? Now I am checking for the plagiarism. See, it is checking now. See, it is checking now. Can you see checking 0%? So here.
Yeah.
See what happened? What is showing? See what happened? It is 100% plagiarized. That means what? Plagiarized. That means I copied it directly from the internet. Directly. If it is my own contribution, it will come here. That is what 100% unique. But now it is showing 100% plagiarized. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. So what is
Yes.
plagiarism? Here it will give you. See from where I copied that also. The link also it will show you. So what it means, it means that plagiarism can be accepted to the maximum of 20%, not more than that. Maximum 20% you can copy. Means you can use the internet information or information in the Google or net. But if you are taking more, your paper will be directly rejected. Got my point? Got my point?
Yeah, we
Yes.
got it
Yeah.
very clearly.
Okay, now the point is very clear.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.